Hey, it's Marshall Ting with your Superior Ag Insurance Ringside Report for the opening week of November, the week of November 1st. And let me tell you right now, the fall run is upon us. We saw a huge increase in cattle numbers across the state to the tune of about 4,000 compared to last week and the weeks before. So this week, statewide, we sold 23,979 head of cattle. So just right short of that $24,000 mark. And from everything that I can tell and everyone that I've talked to, the biggest amount of cattle coming through the yards this week we're going to be your calves. You know, the first cold snap's upon us. We've had our first frost and our first 30 degree mornings, 35 degree mornings, and everybody said it's time to load the wagons, which is very typical for this time of the year. But like I said, the biggest thing that we've seen come through the ring this week has been our calf market. So as far as your feeder calves are concerned this week, they call the feeder market statewide is going to be unevenly steady by about $2. So $2 lower in some instances and $2 higher in others. So just a $2 spread across the board. Now, the good news is your yearling cattle have actually seen an increase this week of $1 to $3. So we saw an increase last week. We see an increase this week, and hopefully we'll see an increase as we keep going on through time. But that is a good sign on your yearling cattle, that $1 to $3 increase. Now, let's talk about your weight categories. Let's hit your steer categories here on your 3 weights, your 4 weight, and your 5 weight steer cattle. So let's start with your 3 weight steers. 3 weight steers this week, we're going to be in the range of $1.45 to $1.90, with the biggest majority being right there around that $1.70 to $1.80 mark. Now, let's go into your 4 weight steer category. Now, your 4 weight steers this week are going to be in the range of $1.45 to $1.85, which I'd say $1.60 to $1.70 would catch the biggest majority of those cattle. Let's talk about your 5 weight steer category. Now, your 5 weight steers this week, we're going to be in the range of $1.35 to $1.75, which I'd say the biggest majority of those cattle being right there at about $1.55 to $1.65. Now, let's talk about our loads this week. Like I said, we've seen a whole lot of calves come through the yards this week. So not a whole lot of loads traded as far as how they have been the last 2 or 3 weeks, but still some outstanding numbers on that. Now, we did see some bigger groups of your lightweight steer cattle come through there, and let's talk about those real fast as we talk about all of our steer calves. So start off the day, we got 21 head of black and Charolais cross steers, 445 pounds on the average at $1.6350. So let's go a little bit heavier here. A nice group of 30 head, not a load, just 30 head. These are all black steers, 566 pounds on the average at $1.70. Now let's get in your 6 weight steers. 77 head of 6 weight steers, 671 pounds on the average at $1.60. Now, here's another set of them. 49 head of black steers, 769 pounds on the average at $1.54. But here's probably our shining star of the week statewide. Just a really outstanding set of cattle come through the barns this week. Big string of them, 250 head of these steers. They're black-hided and green fleshed. I mean, just some hard calves that can just do it all. So 250 head of these right here out of Central Kentucky, 802 pounds on the average at $1.5790. So like I said, that's our highlight, our shooting star, our rising star of the load lot, so to speak, this week. Now, let's go on up here into some heavier cattle, 66 head of these, just a hair heavier, 813 pounds on the average at $1.53. And then some 9-weight cattle, 58 head of these. These are going to be all black steers, 936 pounds on the average at $1.5490. Now, let's talk about your heifer cattle this week. Heifer cattle this week, as far as I'm concerned, and your load lots have been just as steady as the day is long. So we've got some here from 627 all the way up to 671. And guess what? There's not a quarter's difference between them. That's a really good sign. I mean, very, very tight and very, very consistent on your pricing. So we've got, start off here with 86 head of these. These are going to be mixed heifers now. Blacks and Charolais, 627 pounds on the average at $1.50. Here's another set of them, make them just a little bit heavier. 72 head of them, mixed heifers as well. $6.59 is your average at $1.4980. And then our heavy 6 weights here now, 68 head of these. These are black-hided heifers, 671 pounds on the average at $1.4975. So like I said, less than a quarter difference for the 50 pounds. That's consistent and tight as the day is long. These are from multiple barns across the state. That market right now is very, very steady. Now, it's going up here to your 7-weight heifers. Here's 78 head of these heifers. These are going to be black-hided heifers, 733 pounds on the average at $1.4425. So not a bad trade there. You're starting to see them cheapen up a little bit on those 7-weight heifers as compared to your 6-weight heifers. But $1.44, $1.45, $1.40 is still a pretty good market on a 7-weight heifer, if you ask me. Now, here's a cool little thing that I found this week. You had 54 head of your big heifers now. These are 54 head of them, 1,023 pounds on the average. These aren't blacks, these are mixed, but they are guaranteed open. So guaranteed open heifers, at 1,023 pounds on the average at $1.2775. So that's a really standout set. Now, we did have some Holstein trade this week, and these numbers were pretty neat if you ask me. So we had 2 sets of them that really stood out load-wise. You had 1 set of them, 61 head of these steers. These are going to be 6-weight Holstein steers now, 686 pounds on the average at $1.1050. And then here's your big guys, 57 head of these steers, 1,026 on your Holstein steers, $1.125. So that's a pretty nice little spread there for your 400 pounds difference. That's pretty optimistic numbers if you ask me. Now, let's talk about your CME feeder cattle index real fast. We won't go too in-depth on it, but I do want you to make a note real fast. So we started off the week at $1.5626 as your CME feeder cattle index, and it did take a steady decline week long. So we started off the week on Monday the 1st at $1.5626, and by Friday the 5th it had dropped down to $1.5462. So if you add that all up, that comes to $1.64 drop for the week. But it was a steady decline. It wasn't a peak or a valley. It was just a steady decline all the way across the week. So keep that in mind if you've got an LRP policy already that's about to come to an end. Or if not, just if you have any other questions about an LRP policy in general, be sure to reach out to our Ian Thomas. It's 859-613-2453. We'd love to answer some of your questions about a livestock risk protection policy and help you take some of the risk out of your livestock production outfit. Thank you so much.